don't want to do it. I don't want to. I don't know.
What's the matter?
I don't know about your. I don't know about your fucking intentions.
My intentions?
Yeah.
Some podcasts are slow, and you don't know how long they last.
I'll tell you what my intentions are. You want to know what my intentions are?
10-minute podcast.
My intentions are to
Doesn't matter,
bash
dude.
your fucking brains
All right,
in.
listen, that's very violent to begin the show. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to talk about right now, we're welcome to 10 Minute Podcast. And what you can do is to help us out is click through the Amazon thing on our fucking website.
If you want to order something, go to the Amazon banner.
And I was saying it. And I was saying that.
Okay.
And so then what you can do is you can do the same thing with Gamefly.
Gamefly!
Hate you, bro. Okay? I was just waiting for you to end so I could say hate you, bro.
Sorry, bro.
So,
Sorry.
no, you're not sorry because you always do it and it makes me mad. So, I'm Chris D'Elia.
I'm Bryan the Kid Callen.
And we've got somebody who's not with us today, and that guy's name rhymes with Bill Basso, but we do have a guy. And
this is everybody's dad, ladies and gentlemen.
everybody's dad.
Hi,
Please welcome.
how are you?
Good, we're good.
It's great to be here.
Yeah.
It's really good to have you here.
I'm really proud of you kids.
Well, thanks. Everybody's dad, let me ask you something. You seem like such an anachronism, such a throwback to a time when things were a lot purer.
I don't know about all this fancy jibber jabber, but I do know one thing.
What?
Is that I'm very proud of what you guys have done here, and you should be very proud of yourselves. And your mother's proud, and your sisters are proud.
Are you?
You look like
And
you're
I just
Already?
It's a special thing, and I want you to keep on doing it.
okay. You look very emotional.
But don't mind me. I'm just here.
All right, so-
I'm everybody's dad.
Well,
We understand that.
Let me
and
ask
so
you. You know, we live in different times
you can
now.
tell by your shirt.
Right,
Yep.
and kids are lost in a lot of drug use, a lot of alcohol use.
Oh, sure.
Is there something you would give to the kids out there? We got a lot of 14, 15-year-olds
Like if you were
listening to us.
going to tweet a message to the kids, what would you be saying?
If I was going to what? Tweed?
No,
if
okay,
you were
never
gonna-
mind.
Less jackets, corduroy.
No.
it-
But
it-
listen to me. If you were,
Tweed.
do you know what Twitter?
If you were just
I
going to
know
say, give
Who?
us a
Shannon,
message.
Shannon Tweed? The
Okay,
woman
if you were gonna- if
that's
it's-
the woman of ill repute who's in common law marriage with the fella from
Gene Simmons.
Ace
Gene-
Frehley from Kiss.
No, it's
Gene
not
Simmons.
Your
Gene
older
Simmons.
brother used to listen to that. I don't much care for it.
No.
Now, if I was to tweet, what now?
No, everybody's
if you were
dad.
gonna
Wait, let me
say-
ask the
yeah,
question.
okay, I'll go.
Everybody's dad. Forget tweeting.
Yeah.
Everybody's dad. If you had something to say, if you wanted to say something to the youth of America today, what would it be?
I'd give him a stack of pancakes and a haircut.
Okay.
Get a nice warm breakfast in him.
I don't.
Now give him a haircut.
Is there any
what
Don't
if
you
advice?
it was-
remember? You boys remember I used to cut your hair while you ate your pancakes?
I don't.
I don't know. But
Come on, every Saturday morning, cut your hair. Give me-
I actually I have a dad.
I'm everybody's dad.
Yeah.
I understand that, but so anyway, so if you,
Do you have any special powers?
No.
Yep.
What are they?
Haircuts.
What else?
You look like you could use a haircut, Brian.
No, I'm
come on.
older. I don't need
When I
anybody
sit
to
on
cut
my lap. Remember when you used to sit on my lap?
No.
Yep. I'd use your paper scissors to cut your hair, and your mother would come home.
That actually sounds relatable, but-
we'd hear the garage door open up.
I did have something like that in my childhood.
Yep.
But listen, so
But just don't mind me. You guys go
All
about
right.
your. I'll tell you what, though.
What?
I'm very proud of you, and I think what you got here is wonderful.
thank you.
thanks.
And I enjoy
And what
being on your pod show.
It's a podcast. So, and what we do, and what we do here is we just talk about stuff. You know, we talk about things that happen. Like, for instance, we'll talk about the Grammys. We'll talk about maybe something happening in the world.
Have you called your Grammy lately?
No, we were talking about an award show for music.
Yeah.
Did you watch any movies?
We're not saying. Hold on. It's
Last
really
movie
actually
I saw
very
in the
important.
movie theater was JFK. 1994.
Yeah. That was,
I left your mother at home because I wanted to see it by myself.
that was
It was 19 years ago.
19 years ago.
19 years ago.
yeah,
Yeah.
Chris, that's 19.
Wow.
I know you don't have, little about
No, I was
math.
trying
Don't tease your brother, Brian.
But he knows little about math.
I don't know
Dad.
what does that mean. What are you
Everybody's
talking
dad.
about?
He knows
don't
so
slur,
little about
don't slur
math.
your words. And now let me tell you something. Now I want you both to sit tight and listen up. I've been listening to the podcast, and one thing I don't really cotton to is how you guys are slurring your words. You're using lazy language, and that's not what this taxpayers' money's gone to with regard to your schooling.
But
you're in one of the best districts in the county.
Dad,
One of the best.
Okay.
You got one of the best school systems in the whole city.
Everybody's
I'm
dad.
32.
We're not. You're right. I'm
Yeah.
46.
That's really old.
Hey,
That's
hey,
really, really
hey,
old.
hey.
Hey, what did I just tell you about teasing?
I'm not teasing him. I'm just being honest.
Sit
Why
up
am I
straight.
expla-
Why are you pointing?
You know what? He's because he's a dolphin, Dad. He's a loungy
Why are you
fucking
calling
dolphin.
him
Hey, watch
Dad?
your mouth.
Well, he's a
watch your mouth.
Hey, don't hit me,
Watch
bro.
your
I'm a
mouth.
full-grown man.
I'll hit you if I want. I
Hold
brought
on.
you into this world, and I'll take you out. I'm
Jesus.
everybody's dad.
Brian, don't call him Dad.
Well, I'm not, but he
Just
hit
fueling
me.
the fucking bullshit.
I know.
Hey. I heard that.
Okay.
I heard that, Christopher.
All right, let's all calm down.
My
All
real
right, let's
name-
all calm down.
Everybody's
call me
dad.
Chris.
Everybody's dad.
Okay.
I'll call you what I want to call you. Now, Friday at 4. What are you guys doing?
I don't know.
I
want you
meeting,
guys to come.
actually.
Well, you're gonna have to push it or move it because you guys
That's
are
the
coming to my bowling league.
I'm not bowling. I
Yeah,
don't like
well,
bowling.
your Uncle Mart wants you there. And,
I don't-
you know, his
I don't
ever
have a
since
Uncle Mart.
Well, ever since Aunt Doris passed on, he's been a little lonely, and it would mean a lot for him to see us. So we're gonna have burgers.
They sound like fake names.
Mark Doris.
Okay,
They want to. Well, they want Mart
and
Uncle
Dor-
Mart wants to see you, and we're gonna have burgers down at the league. game.
Everybody's dead. See,
Yeah.
I asked you if you had special powers. You make pancakes and you
Yep.
cut hair.
Best pancakes you've ever had.
Is there something you want to say to America's youth? Is
Yes.
that you feel like we're being steered in the wrong direction as a country?
I do. As a matter of fact, I do. Everybody's not responsible for themselves. I see a lot of finger pointing.
Oxycontin, you think there's too much? Like, what do you think the problems are in the world?
You used to have a little bit of an acne problem, Christopher, and you used some of that OxyContin.
No,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
a different
I
You
thing.
don't
would
know.
wipe it on your. Yeah, he put it on his face before he went to sleep.
Well,
there. Oh, I
yeah.
popped the mic
It's
there.
'cause he
Kind
likes
of
to get
a
his-
P-pop
Yeah.
Wilson there.
Well,
So you do listen to the podcast?
Yeah, I enjoy the podcast.
Very cool.
Yes.
And what are your favorite shows? What are the shows you might DVR?
Oh, I
what
like
are the shows you
Gunsmoke,
might?
Barnaby Jones,
Porn. You like
Streets
Red
of San
Tube?
Francisco. I enjoy MASH. I think that's one of the
And those
finest
are
shows.
all-
Mama's Family when I'm in the mood for a laugh. Your mother still enjoys Carol Burnett. We still have the VHS tapes.
yeah,
my
but
Yeah,
So-
we enjoy
and
Simon
you
and
watch-
Simon.
On the History Channel, you watch all that stuff? or-
It's on. Well, it's on. What are you talking about? Those are shows that are on the 4 networks. 3 networks, I'll have you know.
I'm sorry.
There's the NBC, CBS, and ABC.
Right.
Okay.
Do you know about Fox?
do you-
I don't have cable.
do you own a cell
No,
phone?
Fox is
Do you-
not
do you-
cable.
Do you own a
Fox has
cell
not been
phone?
cable for
Everybody's dad. Do you own a cell phone?
Are you with Verizon? Are you with a?
The doctor said I needed to have one of those what is it?
cell phone?
No. He had to replace something in my gutty works underneath my testicles.
Oh God!
All right,
The
well, I
mesh.
don't know what
The
that is.
mesh.
Cells.
The mesh.
Yeah, we're having a skin graft down there. That's none of your business. I had a hernia.
Okay.
Oh, do you ever? Are you
Now,
still
let me ask you guys
sexually-
what you guys are doing on next Tuesday evening.
I don't know.
I'm gonna buy. I actually have to sell a guy my iPad.
You have to sell a guy your what
I
now?
have an appointment for. A guy bought my iPad on eBay.
Well, you're not a girl. What do you put that up in your vagina?
No, listen to me. A guy's buying my iPad. I sold
that's right.
it to him.
Laugh it up.
Yeah,
This guy's.
fuck you, Chris.
Hey,
Got
watch
you.
your mouth. I'm just. Watch it.
Ow!
Watch it.
Ow,
Watch
stop
it.
hitting me. I can say fuck as much as I want. You
Everybody's dad. Everybody's dad.
Yeah.
An iPad is a.
fuck you.
I don't even know how to explain it. It's not what you think. But the guy saw my ad on.
You know what?
The guy's. Guys,
Sorry.
he saw my ad on Craigslist.
Yep.
And then.
Which said what? Hot ex-college boy, hot ex-bearded college boy wants to suck your dick to the bristles.
You watch your mouth,
What?
Brian.
I'm just saying.
Watch your mouth.
Everybody's
you
dead.
Watch your
Everybody's
mouth.
dead. I'm just.
You watch your mouth, Brian Robert Roland Callen.
It's not
That's-
my middle name.
Your name is Brian Robert Roland.
Those
after
aren't
your
my
2
middle-
uncles,
There's
Robert
too
and
many
Roland.
Rs.
And that's why I want to ask you about Tuesday.
Well,
because
Can I ask you, why do you say.
on Tuesday we're gonna have your Uncle Roland and your Uncle Robert is passed on now, but it would mean the world to your Uncle Roland if you'd wash his car. So both you guys are going
I don't
over
want to
there.
watch. It's cold.
Hey, everybody's dead.
Yeah.
I make a lot of money as an entertainer.
Well, that
Take
doesn't
that
really say
fucking
too much
car
about-
and
Watch
stick
your
it in
mouth.
a fucking
Watch your mouth.
and stick it in
Watch
a
your mouth.
fucking
Can
get
you-
off my fucking podcast.
Money can't buy character.
You're a
and that's what I want to say to the world. I want to say, don't listen to this. Don't listen to this smut.
What are
It's smut.
Are you okay?
Hey,
smut is what it is.
You're gonna die.
It's smut.
Be careful.
It's smut.
Your face is very
You
red.
guys, you want to listen to something? Listen to that Charlie Rose.
Oh God, give me.
I guess that's interesting, but like I don't.
I also enjoy. I listen to who's that? Dennis Prager.
I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know who that is.
That's some good AM talk.
Okay, well, I don't. AM radio is really not. People don't really listen to
Yeah.
that anymore.
Yeah. Well,
You guys
thanks.
want to get? Would you like some pancakes?
No,
No,
thanks
because
everybody's
it's
dad.
late.
Yeah, but thanks everybody's dad, and we appreciate you coming on. Don't ever do this again.
Why not?
Thanks for listening to 10 Minute
Podcast.
10 Minute Podcast.
Why ain't you finishing the show now?
Well, because we want to thank you guys.
Buddy boy.
All right, don't call me buddy boy.
So yeah, come on. So what's up, dude?
Well, I'm doing fantastic. I am.
Who cares?
Some podcasts are slow, and you don't know how long they last. That's why you're listening to 10 Minute Podcast.
Welcome to the 10 Minute Podcast. I'm Bryan the Kid Callen.
I'm Chris D'Elia.
Will Sasso could not be with us here today. He is taking an intensive step class. I think it's a workshop. But we have our. By the way, don't forget to go to GameFly.
Who cares?
Or Amazon.com. We're brought to you by both those fine companies.
I don't think that's how you say it.
All right, well.
So who do we have here?
We're joined by, backed by popular demand, in fact, everybody's dad.
Hi, how are you?
We're good.
Good to see you boys again.
Hey, everybody's dad.
Hi, how are you, Christopher? How are you doing,
Pretty good.
Brian?
You can just call me Chris.
Doing real well.
Brian,
Doing real well.
how are you, Robert Roland? It's very good to see you.
Yeah.
And no, I believe. Now I've heard your pod show before.
Podcast, yeah,
I'm
podcast.
very proud of you boys and what you're doing on the computer radio.
Yeah.
And you actually have to go to your. What is it? A website?
What?
I don't know how it works.
Gotta go to our website, 10minutepod.com.
I like
10-minute podcast,
I like
though. You should know
Brian.
that. You should know that, Brian, because that's our website.
I've always, since you were a very youngster,
Right.
You'd sit on my lap, and remember, I'd make you those hot dogs where we don't have the buns.
Yeah.
So I just wrap it in a piece of Wonder Bread. Didn't I?
I don't remember that, but I
Just
will
as
say
good.
that I'm an
Just as
adult
good.
Sounds
now,
like something.
so
We'd always have the same mustard in the house for 3 years. It doesn't expire.
Right.
And I'd make you a hot dog, and you'd sit on my lap.
Yeah, but
and
see, everybody's dad. Can I just say something?
Yep.
I know you come from a good place, but can you try this podcast not to give us advice that we heard?
I'm
back?
everybody's dad.
I know
Sure,
that,
yeah, no, we
and
understand that.
We appreciate that.
I love you.
Thank you.
I love you.
Thank you.
No, that's very sweet.
You could have a dad who doesn't love you.
Right.
Yeah.
I know a lot of guys in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, there's your Uncle Mel,
Yeah.
you know, and
Sure.
he was married to that woman I call her.
Yeah.
That woman.
Yeah,
he was
I know
married
you
to.
didn't like her.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
he
That's
didn't
why I
like
say
her.
there's
There's
that.
obviously some angst behind
Well, that woman he
Right,
was with,
that woman, right.
and she left him high and dry. He
wasn't that-
She walked in highfalutin, and she left him high and dry.
Well, you know what,
Right,
though,
a lot of
everybody's
high
dad, in
stuff.
fairness to her,
Yeah.
he worked at a brewery,
Yeah.
he drank, he was
Yeah.
very heavy.
Yes.
He was very heavy,
Yep.
and that's not fun for a woman
No.
who takes care of herself and is still attractive.
Your
to
And
be
he was
around.
also verbally abusive.
He was very verbally
Yeah.
abusive, and
Well, your mother has always, she's been a spark plug, and
Right.
I've gone up and down in weight, and there's been times where I haven't been able to move out of my chair quite as good as I used to, but your
Yeah.
mother's still very affectionate
I
during
know.
the daytime.
but you know,
And
remember I
she
told
goes
you
to sleep around 7.
Right.
you should
at
exercise
4.
more. Everybody's dad.
No,
You
don't-
eat a lot of.
Now
bad
hold on.
food.
Now who's the dad around here?
Well, no, but okay.
Last time I checked, I thought I was the king of the castle.
Okay, that's true, everybody's dad. But look, you know,
Now you
it's like
watch it.
that doesn't mean.
Okay.
watch it.
All right. Ow!
Watch
Okay,
it.
easy.
Just that's just a warning
No,
shot.
I'm an adult. Please don't do
Yeah,
that.
he's
You watch
40.
it.
Smack me in the face.
I know. I
man.
saw it. I
Watch
saw
it.
Ow!
Watch it.
Easy. All right, look, everybody's
Stop
dad.
it.
Oh, you want
No,
some,
no, please, I
Christopher?
don't. Ow! That was a really good reach. Look, how did you do that? Look,
Long arms.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
it was across the whole table.
I know that.
Look, okay,
Like
look,
magic.
everybody's dad. Okay,
All right,
look.
I'm sorry I hit you.
It's
I love
okay.
you guys.
I know you do, but
Yeah.
listen, it's 2013.
You can't
okay,
hate an adult.
It's not it's 2013, the year.
If
okay?
you say so.
It is. So
my ear.
anyway, so it definitely is.
Yeah.
Trust me.
You boys want to watch some Alf?
But hold
No,
on one second,
no,
because
it's
that's
not
not on
on
the air
it.
You got
anymore.
it. All right.
Okay. No, it's not.
Who wants a Hungry Man dinner?
That doesn't exist. So here's the deal.
Salisbury steak is your favorite, Brian.
That is. So I haven't heard of that.
Chris,
in
you
so
like
long.
the Southern fried chicken.
No, I
I
don't
can always
actually.
take a little piece of your macaroni and cheese while you're not looking.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So listen, what the deal is here is that it's okay. Sometimes we notice some things that have to do with you that we might have to have some advice for you, and that's okay. It's not if we're going to tell you, hey, maybe you shouldn't do this, maybe you shouldn't do that. I
Like,
get you're
for
everybody's
example-
dad,
for
but we're just
example-
trying to help.
As an example,
For example, what?
everybody's dad. When you eat a huge stack of pancakes,
Yeah.
Yep.
what that
They're
does,
good for you.
Well, not really. What that does is it makes you a little heavier, and it's not
What
food you can use.
Don't you tell me how to eat.
What?
I eat
Hey,
3 square
listen.
meals a day.
Everybody's dead.
And Dr. Allen, he told me if I have enough pancakes that it'll spike my insulin levels from my pancreas.
You abusive son
That's
of a
not
bitch.
that good. Listen,
He's an abusive son of a bitch.
You gotta stop. You gotta
listen.
pack it back
Everybody's
for the
dead.
winter.
Brian's right though. Pancakes are not good for you
Here's
like that.
Here's why I'm here to shut up.
Ow! Ow!
Watch it.
Ow!
Hey,
Dude.
Here's what I'm here to tell you.
man.
Here's what I'm here to tell you.
I'm bleeding out of my mouth.
You guys are doing you got your comedies. You
Yeah,
do
stand-up, yeah.
You do your stand-ups comedies.
It's stand-up comedy.
Calm
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, you
face
do
is
your
getting
stand-up
super
comedies,
red.
and you
Comedy,
have your
singular.
television shows,
Right.
and your movie films, and
Movies or films.
this goes for your brother William too.
All right.
God love him. I wish he were here so I could tell him
Will
that you
Sasso,
guys
yeah.
are headed down a road of destruction.
What do you
Now
mean?
I want to tell you about a friend of mine who worked down at the plant. Now this man shall remain nameless, but his initials are Brent Harrison. Now,
Okay,
Brent,
you said the
That's
guy's
his name.
Yeah, that's
Brent
anyway.
Brent Harrison.
Okay.
This man
BH, but yeah.
Brent, yeah, Brent.
Okay.
And Brent, he ruined his life
Okay.
because he was sleeping on the job. He's doing all sorts of dilly-dallying and all sorts of fuzzy-wuzzies. He was a wuzzle-fuzzle is what he was. He was a no good puzzle whiz is this guy.
all right.
He was
Never heard that
no better
before.
than a puzzle whiz.
Okay, I
He
don't
was
know.
some kind of fuzzle wop.
Okay,
Fine.
fine.
You know,
Stop
fine.
saying fuzz. Different versions of
He was
damn
a
it.
puzzle that.
Okay,
All right.
fine.
All he was fuzzle wuzzling around.
Get to the
And
point.
fine.
Right.
What did he do?
Well, I'm trying to not use language that you would use.
Well, we definitely wouldn't.
Well, you hit people. It's worse than.
Shut up!
Ow!
He was
can't
a
just hit
puzzle
people.
I'm
fuzzle.
moving out of the fucking way.
He was, and this man lost his job and then had to sell his belongings. We all need our belongings.
Sure.
All right.
So he had him out on the yard, and his wife and kids stood by him as best they can, and then they didn't quite know what he was doing for work, and he picked up a night shift at the AM PM. And I know this
So
because,
what?
well, Rodney, who was in accounting at the plant, saw him, and because he went in there for a Kreller and a coffee and came to work, and he shot his beak off because that Rodney is nothing but a fuzzle-waz.
All right.
And
God,
then
you're just
Okay.
so we
shot
find
his-
out that
shot his beak off.
Brent Harrison,
BH.
right? We all read about it in the news. There was a prostitution ring, and there was all sorts of women of ill repute in the town.
Yeah.
And it turned out that we all thought we had heard, and the story was that he was the now what do you call it?
Pimp?
Yes, I don't use that language, but
That's just kind of a
well,
real
I
word.
don't.
That's
I
not
don't
bad
like
language.
that. I don't much care
okay.
for that language.
Okay,
all
well,
right.
But
that's
he
what
was
you
one
call
of
him.
he was one of those.
Pimp. It's okay to say pimp.
Now,
You can-
Christopher. Hey, Christopher!
Ow!
Brian!
He didn't even do it!
All
I
right.
was so out of reach. How did you reach me?
And he
Fucking
and
arms.
but here's the thing.
It's like his arms grow.
He ran out. That guy is such a diz was a diz
fuzz,
he's a
right?
dim
Jesus,
twit.
just get to
Is that
the
he lost
fucking
all of
point.
his ladies, and there were no more women left to work for him.
Yeah.
So you know what the story was, and you may have remembered it, reading about it in
I
the
don't know.
Gazette.
I don't read the Gazette.
Well, Brent Harrison himself
BH.
was a prostitute.
Oh, what?
And the men would take him into dark rooms and motels
No.
and give him the business
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
from the backside.
All right.
Okay.
And
all
his
right.
family had to find out.
Well-
Okay.
Now, if you boys,
Maybe he was just
he was
gay.
no, he wasn't. Brian, don't say that about
don't
Brent
hit him,
Harrison.
dude. Don't-
That's Brent
Fucking guy
Harrison
is
you're
ruining
It's
telling me.
okay. Gay is not a bad word.
Christopher, don't say that word.
Ow! Gay
Don't-
is. It's
Did you
fine.
see how-
Ow! I'm
Don't
sorry.
say that. He's not.
What
don't
are you
use
supposed
that
to say?
word. He's a homo. He was a homo.
That's
He was
that's
don't
worse.
use that.
That's
Well, he
actually
was all-
derogatory.
well, it turns out he must have been some sort of closet queer.
Oh, don't
That-
use
you
that
can't
word.
say
Dad,
that.
Please don't use that
he's
word.
a mincing,
No,
you know what I'm
anything with
saying.
mincing before
Well,
it is
you're
not
a-
going to be
you're a
good.
violent-
He was a
you're
fancy lad.
Oh, you're a violent
And
that's
he was
kinda
getting
fine, I
buggered
guess.
up the ass.
Oh, Jesus.
That's worse
He
than
was getting.
saying.
He was getting. I'm only going to say this once.
What?
He got fucked in the asshole.
whoa.
Now you boys better tighten up.
Dick to fancy
He
lad.
and I'm going to give myself one.
What?
Ow! Ow!
Don't use yourself.
hitting yourself.
Hold on.
What?
So, okay, so he was a fancy lad, or
Yeah,
however you
I
put it.
don't want you boys going down that road.
I'm into girls, man.
yeah, it's
It's
fine.
I'm not
fine.
talking about that. It's okay to be a gay. Ow!
Oh,
Why are you hitting
hit
yourself?
I'm saying don't lose your belongings. Do your accounting. Wake up every morning. Put your pants on one leg at a time. Write a letter. Eat oatmeal.
It doesn't mean I'm
You boys, I want you to be somebody.
It doesn't mean
Don't
I'm
be
gonna
a wastoid like all of these
thank you
fuzzle-wuzzles
for
in the
listening.
business.
Don't be a fuzzle-wuzzle.
Don't be a wazzle-fizz.
Dad, it doesn't
There's
mean-
all sorts of bizzle-wazzles in this stupid business, and I want you boys to be better than a wazzle-fizz.
You're just...
You comfortable, everybody's dad?
I'm very, very comfortable. Thank you. It's a little hot in here.
You want some water or something?
It's the summer.
Yeah, I know.
Are you enjoying your summer?
I am enjoying my summer.
Some podcasts are slow, and you don't know how long they last. That's why you're listening to 10-Minute Podcast.
Welcome to the 10-Minute Podcast. If you want to buy something, by the way, go through our website and click on the Amazon banner. We'll get a kickback. Keep this thing going. We're also brought to you by GameFly.
Hey, don't holler.
Okay, and Will and Chris couldn't be here. They're in Tijuana shooting ping pong balls out of their assholes.
What's the? Hey,
Sorry,
watch
I'm
your
sorry.
mouth.
I forgot.
Watch
Ow,
your mouth.
Ow! Don't
watch your mouth.
You can't hit.
I'll hit you when I damn well please.
No, this is my podcast.
You haven't even introduced me yet.
Okay,
I guess you don't want me here.
Everybody, back by popular demand. It's everybody's dad.
Thank you very much. Watch your pee popping.
All right, I will. Thank you.
All right.
It's good to see you.
Well, it's nice to be seen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
and it's
filling
very
in.
good to be here, Brian.
Good.
I love you very much. I'm very proud of the pod show
Podcast.
that you and what'd you
Will
say? Pie
and
crust?
Chris.
Pie crust?
Podcast.
Pie crust.
Podcast.
Pie crust. Pie crust. I don't know why.
It's
pie
podcast.
crust. This is a pod
gotta
show.
watch my mouth.
Okay, pie
Podcast.
crust.
You're not. Let me
Okay.
speak first.
This is a pod
Podcast.
show, and you want pie
Podcast.
crust. Look, get
Listen,
your mind
it's a
out of the
pod-
get your mind out of the fridge. All right, I'm here. I'm your guest, and you're being a whiz fizzle. You're fizzing on in your brain. Your
understand.
whizzle fizzle brain,
All right.
dreaming about pie fillings.
I'm not-
And when Brian was a little boy, and his mother would make an apple pie for Sunday dinner, this little rascal, this little rapscallion, would go downstairs to the kitchen, and then he would stick his hand in the pie filling, which was
Okay.
chilling overnight. And then I'd give him one of these.
Ow!
I'd say,
Don't-
stop it,
don't
Brian.
hit me when you're telling
I'm
the
trying to
story.
tell a story
Yeah,
here.
but don't hit me in the face.
All right, well, we don't need to talk about pie crusts.
Damn it.
Will and Chris aren't,
hurts.
William and Christopher aren't here.
I already told him that.
And I'm very happy to be here, Brian. I'm always happy to come visit you.
Right.
I'm very proud
Now,
of
you usually have a life lesson for us, and
I
why
usually
don't we
do.
Why don't we get into
Oh,
that?
what a clever segue.
Well,
Why don't you? Hey, provide something.
well, no, it's
Tell
not
me.
that.
Please talk. Make sense now.
Well,
Don't just visit me and show your support. Everybody's dad.
well, no.
I
we
need you to-
appreciate you being here. We're
right.
very happy to have
Thank
you
you
here.
very much.
But you do usually have a lesson.
I always have a lesson for my boys.
Right.
And for all of you listening, because I love you too. And I'm everybody's dad. So
right.
I want you all to listen up. Listen up out there. If I could give you a shot, I would. Give yourself one. I'll hold on a second.
Okay.
I said, hold on. Brian, stop. I'm trying to.
Oh, hey!
Okay.
Stop hitting me in the face, man!
Okay, everyone stop. Everyone stop. You stop. Stop it.
I'm stopping!
Settle down. They're going to give themselves a shot. Okay? I'm going to pause for a second, and everyone's at home
Christ.
is going to give themselves a shot.
All right.
Okay, on the count of 3. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
You hear that?
I guess so.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
gave himself a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Brian, I want you to take care of your investments.
Well, I have somebody who invests my money for me.
No, that's the problem with all you Hollywood whizzle fabs and you fazzle wazzles.
Okay.
All of you, you're all puzzwazzling around.
Well-
You're a bunch of, you know what you are? You're a bunch of Scrabble scops.
Okay, I don't know what
You're
any of that
scrabbling around. You're winning Scrabble games and you're puzzle whizzes.
Okay, well, I don't know what that means. But
Well,
what-
you certainly don't know because you've got your head up in the puzzle
that's
cloud making
not-
Scrabble scraps.
Actually, I have very competent investors, one
Okay.
of whom is my brother-in-law, does a very good job with my money.
Well, I know your brother-in-law. I'm his dad. So here's the thing about that, Brian. Don't let other people, even your brother-in-law, do your investments. You do it yourself.
What do you invest in, everybody's dad?
I invest my money.
What do you mean by that? Where do you
What do you
put
mean?
your
What
money?
do I mean by that?
Where do you put your money? In stocks, bonds, municipal munis?
I put my money in
mortgage-backed
places.
securities?
That's none of your beeswax.
You put it in places?
Yes, I put it in places
But
and
don't you
keep it for later.
invest it?
Well, I've had investments before. Me and your mother tried to start a Greek pizza restaurant. That didn't go so well.
Pizza.
Well, of course, neither of us are Greek.
Right.
But we both enjoy deep dish pizzas.
Why would you-
Spanakopita.
Well, that seems to me to be not a pizza.
We enjoy all of those. The lamb. We love lamb and peas.
There's no reason that you
No,
put
well-
lamb and peas on a pizza.
Yes, we put lamb and peas on a pizza.
That wasn't a good seller, was it?
And it was with feta cheese. And no, nobody necessarily came to the restaurant. And I became very upset.
I could have told you.
And I
that.
became very upset with your mother.
Why?
Because of this lamb and peas. It was
Was it
it's
her
something she
idea?
likes to cook on Easter, and she said, "Let's put it on a deep dish pizza," and away we went. Failure. I said to her, "You love two things, me and failure."
Okay,
and then we
well,
both cried.
that
If you
seems-
must know,
That seems rather
a
harsh.
good place to put your money. First of all, Brian, let's start from the ground up.
Okay.
A good place to put your money is in the ground.
What? What do you mean put?
Do you have wax in your ears, son?
Put money
let
in
me
the-
here. Let me help you. Let me get some of that wax
No,
out
no,
of
no,
your
no,
ears.
no, no. Ow!
All right, did that
Ow!
help you out?
God damn it!
Get some of that wax out of your
Stop
ears. there.
hitting me in the fucking that hurt me. You
Hey,
hit me
watch
in
your
the
mouth. You watch your language.
Ow!
You watch it.
Ow!
Watch it. You got to put your money in the ground, Brian. That way, no one's going to get at it. I don't care who you have in your neighborhood. Any of these malcontents. Any of these people that are trying to get at your money.
All right. Well, so
a lot of
bury-
these investors.
So you're saying bury your money in the ground.
Bury your money in the ground.
That seems incredibly old school. It
Well,
just
it's
seems
a
like
good
there
way
are-
to keep it away from the blacks.
Well, what?
I said a good way to keep it away from the blacks and the Jews
Oh, Jesus.
is
Jesus.
to bury your money.
What the hell is that? That's such a racist
Now,
thing
I
to
love
say.
black people and I love Jewish
Obviously
people.
you don't, because
No,
you
I
just said
do.
it's a way to keep money away
No,
from
now
them.
hold on a second. You hold on once right there. Hold on. Right, my
I
friend
am
Clifford.
holding right there.
My
I'd
friend
love to-
Clifford is a black Jew.
Well, Jesus.
And we go back
all right.
a long ways. And I always tell him, I say, Clifford, you keep your money, keep those mitts off my money.
Okay, that's
Keep those dark heap mitts off my money is what I say.
Look. This is not the kind of podcast where you can spew your racist vitriol. This is not.
I told you to
won't
stop talking about pie crust. And this is a message to all of you out there because
Okay.
I love you.
Yeah.
Keep your money in the ground where people can't find it.
Listen to me.
Keep your money in books and put your money in a tree.
In a tree?
Yes.
Why in a tree?
Because the Jews are too short
Okay,
to get
you know
it
what?
if it's in
I'm
a
not
tree.
going to have you talk about Jews and blacks like this.
Now, not to give it away, but in the backyard, I have several boxes full of money in trees.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And it's a good place to put it.
I don't think so.
Yes, it is.
And I
I put them in weatherproof boxes.
I resent your anti-Semitic, anti-black, anti-color, anti-human.
I am anti-Semitic. You don't put it under cement. You won't get it out.
Never mind.
You gotta put it in the ground, in the soft earth.
Okay.
And another thing.
But you don't. And I'm going to have to say, no, you don't. Because
Yes, you
you're
do.
saying
Don't define me.
You're saying, ow! You're
Watch
a
your mouth.
violent, racist son of a bitch.
No, I'm
and
not.
I'm not going to take this shit anymore.
You watch your mouth.
I would like you off the podcast.
No, you're not telling me what to do.
I'm not going to host a podcast with a racist.
I'm everybody's dad.
You're a fucking abusive giant. You're an abusive.
You watch your
physically
mouth. And you're talking about pie crust.
You
and here's
physically
another
abusive
thing.
racist.
It's the summer. I want everyone to have a good time in the summer because this is the best time to invest. Stay inside. Read a book.
What?
Enjoy yourself. Have a good time
What
inside.
should they read? Mein Kampf? Huh?
That's a racist book, Brian.
Well, you're a goddamn racist.
Watch your mouth.
Ow!
You watch your
Shit.
language.
Ow!
Watch your language, Brian.
Fucking just put my phone out.
How are you spending your summer?
I'm not talking to you.
Why not?
Because you fucking hit me in the mouth.
I'm everybody's dad.
Oh, fucking
I'll
bleeding.
hit you if I like. I'll
I'm
put you
bleeding.
back where you came from.
bleeding.
You're nothing but a wazzle fizz. You're a pause fozzler.
Shut up, you.
You're. What the fuck?
No.
Don't you call me a Fonzie Wanzie? You're a Ponzel Fonzel.
Calling the police.
No, don't call. Give me that phone. That's not a landline. What is that thing?
It's a cell phone. You
Listen,
dinosaur.
everybody out there, I want you to invest your money, all right? Don't end up like Brian here. He's trusting some brother-in-law who's probably a Greek, wants to start a restaurant for him, and he wants to put capers and cheese together, and it's rancid, and it'll give you the farts. and then you'll end up sitting there farting into your couch. No money, no accountability. And that's a problem with this generation. Put your money in books. Put your money in trees. Put your money under the ground so that the Jews and the blacks and the Asians and the Eastern Bloc Russians and those filthy Europeans and the Mexicans and that disgusting Canadians
You're foaming in the mouth,
get
man.
that money. It's your money.
You're
It's like a
racist.
filthy fuzzle paws. You're a puzzle
You're
fist,
foaming
and you're
in the
talking
mouth.
about pie crust.
You
I can't
racist.
believe you. What are you
Racist.
talking
You
That's what I feel like.
Well,
When
you
I'm
have
around
to
you.
find what. Don't blame me for your
Feel
general.
like kissing you.
Don't get
No, I'm
lazy with
kidding.
me. I really.
Oh, I kiss you.
Some podcasts are slow, and you don't know how long they last. That's why you're listening to 10-Minute Podcast.
Welcome to the 10-Minute Podcast. Here we are, you guys. We're doing it, except we are doing it without Will Sasso. I'm Chris D'Elia.
I'm Brian the Kid Callen.
No, and
Yes.
we got
don't know me.
Will isn't here, and it's he's off shooting some scenes in a movie he's doing. He's reshooting.
Nobody will see.
I disagree with you. He's our friend. Don't make fun of him.
Nobody will see his
Never make fun of our
movies,
friend
'cause they shot in
Brian.
Canada.
No, the Texas incentives are much better. All right, listen. So what we do,
Overseas.
but we shouldn't ignore our guest. Well, he's not really our guest. He just kind of said he wanted to come.
I'm not
hang out.
here.
No, I understand. So we have everybody's dad is here,
Hi, everybody.
but and he just you're
Hello,
just
everyone. I'm your dad.
and you were just kind of
I just was puttering around upstairs. I
Right.
want you to just ignore me. I just want to be around my boys.
Okay.
I'm not
So,
here.
what did you-
I want you to do your pod show as if I wasn't even here.
Okay,
And
well
your
then,
brother William is reshooting some scenes, and I believe he's actually in Atlanta, Georgia.
oh, I thought it was in Canada.
No, not
Okay.
every movie is. There's also, this is something you could learn, Christopher, is that there's tax incentives in other parts
I know
of
that.
North America.
Louisiana.
Not so much Mexico. Even though it is a part of North America, I don't
know.
consider it to be a part of North America.
Okay.
Mexico City is the largest city in North America.
Right.
And I say nay.
Okay.
New York. That's the city.
So you just came to kind of just hang out, right?
Don't mind me.
Okay.
You mind your beeswax, I'll mind my P's and Q's. I
Okay.
just want to share the air with you boys.
All right.
That's
I
cool.
miss my boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just
So
hang
what
out.
did you-
Don't bind me.
Okay.
I'm not even here.
All right. Cool.
right.
Sit back. Relax. Yeah.
All right, relax.
Thank you.
So well, actually, you know what? I wanted to talk to you about and whatever, but Brian, is that I am in the market to buy a new car. My lease is up. I'm
Tesla.
not sure. Well, but
Tesla.
Tesla's kind of a little bit extravagant, and you can get.
75 grand gets you the lower model with all the bells and whistles.
1 second. Are you okay? Everybody's dad.
Don't mind me over here.
All right. You okay? You want water or something?
water.
Okay, we'll just grab it right there.
Right there.
I have some of this?
Sure. Yeah. That's just
bet.
we got water, so just take a water.
A Tesla's a good car. It's electric.
No, that's a good car, but it's electric. It's also it's very expensive, right? I mean,
Of course it's electric,
75
Chris.
grand.
Do you even know what a Tesla coil is?
No.
no, I don't.
That's
why I'm
where the
asking
name
Brian.
Tesla comes from.
Oh,
Yeah,
Tesla
no, it's
coil.
The Nikola Tesla.
There you go.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Hungarian.
Brian. Oh, look who cracked the book.
Okay.
Hey, he cracked open a book.
Yeah,
well, I was just
know
asking
about-
Brian because I know he knows a little bit about cars, and I was thinking about buying a car.
General
and-
Motors.
Sure, I know.
Get a
okay.
GM. I'll
Well,
take you down
but-
to Harvey's. I'll introduce you to Harvey over here in town.
No. We don't want to get some General
Oh,
Motors
yeah,
piece of
we'll go to-
shit. You know, it's,
Yeah.
it's a piece of shit.
No. What? Don't. Hey, Brian. Ow! Watch your mouth. Don't talk like that.
Damn it.
Don't
Everybody-
say that word.
Don't smack
I
me.
say we're gonna take him down to Harvey Dennison and Harvey Dennison's
He's a
GM.
dinosaur, and GM has.
Harvey is-
We're not buying a General Motors
Harvey
car.
is I'll have you know that Harvey is 81 years old.
Yeah.
He eats a
Yeah.
12-egg omelet every morning, and
not
he has
good.
a shock of orange hair that is not going with that. That man is as
Okay.
young as I met him in 1952.
Well,
Okay,
you know,
that's
it's
not as young as you
1952
met him.
anymore. We're
he
not selling
eats a
carburetors.
12-egg omelet and half a pack of bacon every morning.
Well,
and
good-
that's what
Not
you
good.
kids should do
It's
out
not
there.
good.
No.
Get
Listen-
your protein.
Okay,
No.
so
and your carbo
we get it in
load.
different
No.
ways. So I was thinking, Brian, that maybe we could get, like I would get, I do like SUVs. You know how I like SUVs. Maybe I would go.
What do you mean you like SUVs? That's you. What, you have to wear a prophylactic.
No,
What?
that's an
Christopher.
STD.
You can't have relations with a woman without prophylactics.
Every,
Everybody's dead. Listen,
I'm
You
not
that's
just
saying-
said Christopher, you, Brian, Christopher, you.
Hey, watch his
Ow!
Watch it.
Stop it.
You have to wrap the Jimmy up.
No.
As the kids say.
Listen to me. First of
Wear
all,
a Jimmy hat.
okay, they don't say that. Listen,
That's what they
just
yes.
say condom.
No,
okay? Listen.
your brother William listens to that new rap group, the De La Soul, and they say
De La
They're
Soul.
so old.
they say
And
wear a
it's
Jimmy hat.
Old. They're old. They were in the 80s and 90s. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Everybody's dad.
that
Listen,
new hip hop.
No,
things
that's not.
change.
No, it's 2013.
Things move.
So,
you are a walking anachronism.
Listen to me.
Thank
so
you.
I was thinking an STD is what you're thinking of. That is a
Yes.
sexually transmitted disease.
Chris does have that too.
I don't have that,
No,
and I'm
and that's
talking
okay.
I'm talking about SUV.
What is that?
Which,
Sports
That's
utility
that new
vehicle.
show. That's the show.
No.
That's that TV
No.
show.
No,
I
no.
love
That's
that show.
SVU.
Yes,
No, listen.
it's with
I
who's
know
it
with
with Christopher.
Christopher
What's his
right,
special
whatever,
victims
Christopher
unit?
something
It's,
and Marcia Hellstars.
Yeah, and
Listen.
Ladies Love Cool James.
No, that's
and
CSI.
Mark Harmon.
That's
and they all
NCIS.
And, yep.
Look.
I love that show. It's called Police Officers SUV.
Okay.
I watch it every
Listen to me.
Thursday
Everybody's
with your mother.
dad, listen
Yes,
to me.
Yes.
I'm just trying to
Yes,
ask
son.
Brian what car maybe I should get. That you're talking about SVU, which
Hill
is
Street-
Special Victims
You
Unit.
know what show is a good show? Hill Street Blues.
Okay,
I
that's
That's
love
been
that
off
show.
the air for
It's not on.
25
You know what?
years.
Brian and Chris, you guys remember that? Christopher, you would make a little Jiffy Pop, and
No,
Brian would
I
hold
don't
you up.
actually
He'd
remember
hold
that.
you
No.
up. He'd pick you up, and you'd see the Jiffy Pop popping,
Right.
and you would go, "Wow!"
No, that's been off the air for 25
Okay,
years.
fine, but that doesn't, Brian. So that doesn't even matter.
I
Okay,
know, but he's always bringing up
I'm
old
talking about
shit.
sports. But I was also thinking that maybe another car that would be very cool is a. I really like the Aston Martins. I think that they're very cool.
Dude, that's expensive.
Yeah.
How much money
How
do
much
you
money?
have?
Yeah, how much money you looking to spend?
Yeah.
Well,
Let me tell you something.
$200,000 car.
What
Yeah, I
the-
know, that's a lot of
Brian.
money.
Watch
I
it.
didn't say anything.
That's too much money.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying, man.
That's
Don't
too
hit
much
me in the face.
money.
Ah, what are you hitting me for?
Listen to me.
Why are you
Both
hitting
you
me?
boys, listen
Don't
up. You
hit
have to
him.
watch your money.
He's got the longest arms. How do you reach me from over there?
Christopher, if you want
Yeah.
a new car, I like your old car and I think it's just fine. But if you want to splurge because you're making your television shows and all of this and your stand-up comedies, what you should do is we'll take you to Harvey Dennison.
I don't want-
and
I don't-
for $17,500.
No,
that's
no,
not
no,
splurging.
no, no,
That's
no.
not splurging.
We'll get you a Ford Escort.
It's a dumb car.
It's a fine
It's a dumb
car,
idea.
but
It's not. It's a good car.
No.
It's not
It's
something
a good
I
automobile.
want.
Don't
It's
get it.
not-
The Aston Martin's a dumb
it has-
idea.
Why
So
don't
is
you
that
have a look
Harvey.
in the garage? I've got a 1967 Dodge Dart that still runs
But
like
we
the
don't
day.
want to be like you.
Well, what do you mean?
Okay, look.
Brian.
I'm everybody's dad.
No, he didn't
Yeah.
listen. He
Uh-huh.
didn't.
I just wanted to.
Okay,
Listen,
I'm sorry.
he didn't.
I'm
Maybe
sorry.
you got a little.
That popped
He didn't
out.
necessarily.
That.
Look, I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
I've raised you boys as best I could,
Yeah, I know.
and I want you to be an individual.
Yeah.
But it's a father's right, and it's a father's prerogative to worry about his boys.
I know, Dad.
And if Christopher has an SUV on his ding-a-ling because he's not De La Souling his Jimmy Jims
It's SUV.
and Slim Jim,
Sport utility.
then you guys have to understand
Okay,
that I don't want you to be a Slimmy Jimmy. I don't want you to fizz around and be a posy pause.
Oh, Dad, I'm
I don't want you to fozzle whiz and whizzy pops.
Dad, I didn't mean what
You
I
guys
said.
are
All
you
that
boys.
stuff, that's
you
all
don't
nothing. That's nothing.
You don't want to be a wazzle peasel
Dad,
and a wazzle fizz.
Dad, I'm sorry.
These are just syllables.
Why it was wazzle.
Okay.
Dad,
Boys, I think I've
no.
got to lay
Dad?
down.
We love.
Dad?
I
I gotta
lay down.
Dad, what's the matter?
It's a boss.
Dad, he's lying down.
Wazzle
You all right?
Dad.
What's he doing?
Dad, help me, Chris.
Okay, all right,
Boss,
grab it. Here,
boss.
get the water. Grab some
Get
water.
his pants on.
Boss,
Son.
boss,
Look,
boss.
look, look.
Wah, bozzle.
Look, hey,
Get some ice. I'm gonna pour some ice on him, man.
Ah, you suckers! I'm fine.
Oh.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna be here long after you're gone.
You faked that
You think
heart
I'd get
attack.
offended by you?
You just
think you
pretended to
could
have a
say anything
stroke
to,
or a heart
to
attack?
offend? Yeah, and I'll tell you another
You
thing.
called us Wazzle Fizzles.
Yeah, you're a couple of wazzle
You faked a heart attack,
Yeah,
Dad.
you're darn right I did, to teach you a lesson. You boys need to learn a lesson about money. Don't be spending money out there. Be like a Jew.
Whoa!
Be like a Jew with your money. Don't be like these hip hops, the De La Souls, and all of those rapper kids.
I have to ask
all
you.
the rappers.
You can't say that.
Yes, the black kids are rappers.
Whoa!
They're listening to rap in their SVUs.
No, they're not.
They're riding around. Their tires are
Not
too
necessarily.
big.
Whoa,
Yes, that rap is too loud.
Everybody's
Be like your Jew friends and hold on to your money.
Whoa.
You gotta hold on to your money.
You're being
Don't
a
spend
racist.
money.
Take it easy.
You're a federal
I just
You don't need Canadian tax dollars to make money.
I just wanted to get.
Hello, I'm your father, and I love you very much. And welcome to a very special pod show episode of the 10.
Some podcasts are
All right, Jay Wiz, you almost gave me a coronary episode, did you not? As it were. Hello, I'm everybody's dad, and welcome to a very special pod show of the 10-minute pod. Your brother William has taught me enough about the pod contraption here to be alone with you. He's shown me how to read the hash browns and the little A, the little squiggly A that you use to write me questions on the tweeter. So I'm going to be answering these that all of you have written into on our tweet space, squiggly A 10 min pod. All right, so let's jump right in. This is not unlike the other shows that your brothers, Brian and Christopher and William have done, but this one is just me, everybody's dad, Ask Everybody's Dad, part 1, which means if you are mind your P's and Q's and you're not a Wasley Fizz puzzle puzzling and wazzling around your whizzles, then we'll have the honor of doing this again, will we not? Okay, let's jump right in. Our first one is from Zachary Elaine, which is squiggly A, Zach line Elaine, all right, whatever. Squiggly at 10 min pod. Hash Browns ask your dad, who's your favorite son out of Brian, Christopher, and William? Well, that's a crazy question, Zachary. How dare you? They're your brothers, and you're all my children. I love you all exactly the same. But I love William more. He's my favorite. He's quite ingenuitive and intelligent, and he put together this whole pod. So we wouldn't even be talking together, as it were, if it weren't for him. Very good. Okay, moving on. This is from Ron. Squiggly at R. Pacilias. Pacilias is right. And leave the P out. Leave the P popping to Brian Robert Rowland. Does beef or chicken broth count as a suitable beverage? Hash Browns ask your dad. Yes, of course it does, Ron. That's another silly question. We're off to quite a dumb start, if you don't mind my saying so. All of you need a nice haircut and a stack of pancakes, and mind your R's and S's and your T's, WVs, and not to mention your P's and Q's. Okay, this is from Bane. Squiggly A Bane cast. Whatever. Okie dokie. Hash Browns ask your dad. Can you give me a quick shot? I've been a real wazzle fuzz lately and I need some straightening out. Whoa, Bane. Oh, you think, is that some reverse psychiatry, is it? You think I won't give you a nice one to the chops? Well, take that. Here's another one for the road. There you go. All right, that'll teach you. Okay, this is from Derek, squiggly at D Sutton, underline 99 or something like that. Hash mark. Ask your dad, who would win in a tire changing contest? You or Harvey Dennison from GMC over there in town? These are all silly questions. I would beat him flat. Dennison is not, speed is not with him, if you know what I mean, even though he's half a black. Okay, this is Fuzzy. This is from Fuzzy Motion, which is a fine name for you because you're a fuzzy fuzz. Squiggly A Fuzzy Motion. Squid at is it's called a 10-min pod. Hash Browns ask your dad, why do your friends change after they get a girlfriend? How powerful is the pussy? Now, I don't know what your girlfriend has to do with her cat, but actually, our cat, Professor Patches, I saw she ran out into the yard once and scared away a raccoon. That's quite a powerful pussy, if you ask me. Good question. This is from Kutaro Yoshikawa. This is squiggly A Yoshiken 03131 or something. All right. Why do Chinese people pop their peas? Is Bryan Callen Chinese, or are Chinese people Bryanese? Hash Browns ask your dad. Well, Kritaro, you're clearly of Japanese descent, and you have a little thing against the Chinois, the Chinese, which is not the worst thing in the world. I have a thing or two to say about that red country. But Yoshikawa, that name rings a bell, because Kritaro Yoshikawa, I actually ran across a man of the exact same name. Perhaps it was even your grandfather, who I shot in the face right before WW2. Or it might have been in the Korean conflict, which was a conflict. We did not lose, and it was not a war. All right. Let me tell you, just let me take a moment to say this has just been wonderful being able to talk to you, all my children, by way of the pod show. And I'm having a wonderful time, so let's keep it going. This is from Mark Kelly, squiggly at Mark James Kelly. Hash Browns ask your dad, why do farts smell like poop? Well, you're a real fart smeller. I mean, smart feller. I love that joke. Okay. Well, obviously you're all full of the gas, are you not, Marcus? You're out there eating all the fast foods and all the pizzas and pies, and you're sizzling up burgers and cheeseburgers and eating cheese and buns instead of being at home like your brothers and your sisters, for that matter, with a nice stack of pancakes. And then all of that gas goes by your colon gutty works area where your poop chute is. Oops, I popped that pee. And there's a big log of poopy there, and you're pushing all that poopy air past it. So of course it smells like poo. Okay, I don't know if that was a serious question or not, but let's move on. This is from Squiggly A Web Slinger. Brian is his name. 10-min pod. I'm really in the mood for some pancakes, but I also need a haircut. Any ideas? Okay, you're being a wise guy. You're being a fuzzle puzzle. I'll put you right on my lap and cut all that hair off and give you a nice stack of pancakes. This is from a Squiggly A, copyright Colin. Wow, aren't you a big deal? Hash Browns ask your dad, why does Chris think he's the shit? What's your language? You watch it, Colin. I'm starting to like Brian more. Well, that's just awful to say that about Christopher, and to say that dirty word. But I guess I don't know why he thinks that he's that. And I've heard that term, and I know what it means. And I don't know, perhaps he has a personality disorder. Who's to be sure? This is from Crystal Blue, Squiggly A Dan without tour. All right. How do I get a boja? B-O''J-A-H. I don't know what that is, so let's set that aside. This is from Huey Clark. Squiggly A Huey _ Clark. 10-min pod. How do I get a girl to give me a boja? B-O''J-A-H. Ask your dad. Okay. I guess you could ask her. I don't know what a boja is. This is from Taylor Byland. Squiggly A Taylor Byland. 10-min pod. Everybody's dad. Serious question. How do I get my wife, M-A' wife, to give me M-O' bojas? B-O''J-A-H'. I'll even settle for a haja, H-A''J-A-H. Okay, I don't know what that is, but if you want someone to give you one of those, why don't you just ask nicely for a boja? And I'm sure your lady friend or your wife will get. This is from Squiggly A Matt Kirshner. Hey, Dad, can I borrow the car Friday night? You may be able to borrow my station wagon if you're a good boy and not a wazzleface. I'm taking a nice young lady to the drive-in and get boja. Alrighty. I don't know. I think that you are all trying to, I don't understand all the terminology, so I'm going to, here's a good question. This is a good question from Seth Gresham. Squiggly A Seth's Robot. That's a weird name to have to represent yourself, Seth, but perhaps you're into all of the fiction and the science. 10-min pod. What's the perfect sandwich? I would say a Reuben. Now that's a good question, and if we do this again, all of you will have to follow suit like Seth and make nice questions about that. And hope we keep that going. This is from Blue Moon Junkie, who writes, my girlfriend's cunt bees gave me taint wasps. What do I do? I don't know what that word is. Cunt bees. Cunt. All right. Look, I hope that you're not all out there being a bunch of wazzle fozzles, being a bunch of puzzle whizzes. and pulling one over on your father when I've gone through the goodness of my own heart to do this with you, and I don't know what that word means. And if it's something filthy or florensome, then you'll have heck to pay. Okay, that I don't know what that is. Let's move on. This is from John Somerville. 10 Min Pod. I'm 25, and for the past few years, I've just been scamming babes and cooking puss, but I feel empty. What should I do? I guess, I don't know, eat some more of that puss that you've been cooking up. I don't know what any of this means. I'm not... All right, this has been wonderful. I love all of you. You're wonderful children. I'm everybody's dad, and please visit the boys' 10-minute podcast .com web site thing and hit the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital little thing they have and donate to the kids.
You know that they're having the ambulances stand by on my shows now because people laugh so hard. You know that I have to literally pull back on laughs?
No, that's not true.
No, it is.
Because it's not even impossible.
And it's so humbling to me.
Some podcasts are slow, and you don't know how long they last. That's why you're listening to 10-Minute Podcast.
All right, welcome to the 10-Minute Podcast. I'm Bryan the Kid Callen.
And I'm Chris D'Elia.
Will Sasso could not be here today.
Yeah.
He's off whittling or foraging for
doing
mushrooms.
some sort of dancing for somebody.
Or whatever he does. But anyway, by the way, if you want something, you want to buy something, anything.
Go to Amazon and
go to the banner, the Amazon banner.
click on
and click
10
on
things
that.
it's everything that we think as 10-minute podcasts.
Yeah, we have 10 things that we believe if you're a true listener and if you want to be a complete person,
everybody
should buy.
have.
Yeah, everybody should have.
If you don't have them, you're going to die early.
Yep.
That's just the plain and facts of it. I talked to Dr.
We've
Ross.
actually done some scientific.
Dr.
We have
Ross.
scientific evidence that you'll die
And Dr.
early.
Phil.
Yeah.
And Dr. Ruth, whoever that is.
Yep.
Anyway, we don't have Will with us today.
Very special guest,
We
though.
do have a special guest. We don't know why we keep inviting him, but it is very entertaining. A lot of people...
He invites himself.
No, but a lot of people do like
Why?
that you come.
Yeah.
And it's everybody's dad.
Why wouldn't they want me to be here?
No, I don't know.
I'm everybody's dad.
No, that's
How are
right.
ya?
And
Happy
you're he-
Thanksgiving.
And you're here
to you
why?
boys.
Exactly. You're
Well,
here
it's
because...
Thanksgiving.
Right.
If I left it to you two wazzling pausers,
Wazzling
you wouldn't
pausers.
even mention that this
Right.
is a
Yeah.
national holiday.
But it is a national holiday.
It's a day to give thanks, Christopher.
That's right. When
Yes,
the
it is.
Pilgrims came and
I'm
killed all the Indians.
Well, I don't know about that. I think it was one meal that we shared with our brethren of native
and we
descent.
killed 20 million
I
Indians or
don't
something
know
like that.
about that,
Okay.
Christopher.
Well,
What
I keep it real.
well,
so.
I'll
Keep it real.
I'll keep it, and I'll give
I
it to
don't
you
think
because
you
it's
know what that
Thanksgiving.
means, but yeah.
I'm going to keep it.
Okay, you keep
And I really want to give it back to you because it's Thanksgiving. Now,
Okay.
that's a little wordplay, as if
I
to say
understand.
there was a nice dinner between some of the pilgrims and some of the native peoples.
Finally, because
who had
the
agreed.
Indians had to acquiesce
They
because
had
they
to-
were being slaughtered.
They had to
Right.
move on to colder and more desolate parts
Which
of
listen to what
the
you're
United
saying.
States.
Why would they want to do that?
Well, because of Thanksgiving. And
No.
that's why I'm here.
Okay.
Because I love you very much. And I'm very, very proud of what you and
Killed
Bryan...
more Indians than actually Jews got killed in the Holocaust. And
Now,
that's-
now that is something that I was there for, and we toppled Hitler, and he was doing something bad.
Okay.
I want to say right now, I want to go on record as saying the Holocaust was bad.
Well, we
Right.
know
and
that.
I don't
Yeah.
know what happened with the Indians.
Well, I'm telling you.
Bad is an
and
understatement.
I tell you, watch your mouth. You what? Watch it.
Hey, you
Watch
can't
it.
hit
Ow.
people on
You're going to
Thanksgiving.
tell me who to hit?
No.
You watch
Ow.
it.
Ow.
You watch it, Brian.
Brian,
This
just
is
be quiet,
Thanksgiving.
That's right. It's Thanksgiving, and it'll be Thanksgiving if you're not careful.
Oh, man, more
I'm
wordplay,
your father.
more wordplay, more
I'm your
wordplay.
father, and I decide what is happening. I carve the bird,
Calm
after
down.
all.
It was just
Calm
wordplay.
down.
It's what if you want to be. You can do Thanksgiving two
face
kind
is
of
very
ways.
red. You're
you
gonna
can
have to
do
take your
Thanksgiving
pills.
two kind of ways.
Yeah.
You can number one, you can soar with the eagles on Thanksgiving.
Sure.
Or you can stomp around with a bunch of turkeys. Now, which is it going to be?
More wordplay. I guess soar with the Eagles. I mean,
me too. I guess
to
I'd
really
rather
to
be
pick one. I
soaring
guess
with
I'd
the
be.
What are you guys talking about?
why?
Watch
Why?
it.
Why?
It's turkeys, not eagles.
Oh, okay. Well, you set us up.
That is a nationally protected bird,
Oh, I'm so
Christopher.
sorry.
You
Okay,
don't
I
eat
don't-
eagles.
I wasn't saying eating an eagle.
You eat turkeys.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What's wrong
Anyway,
with
All right.
soaring with
Anyway,
eagles?
Well,
I just
there's
wanted to
nothing
get
wrong with
across
it.
the point to where the the Indians and the Pilgrims doing that thing and
Yes.
killed so many Indians that it makes the Holocaust look like child's play. That's all I'm saying.
They were.
Hey, don't say nothing makes the Holocaust look like child's play, dude.
I know. I didn't
That's
say
incredibly
that.
offensive.
I didn't say
That's
that.
very-
I'm just saying.
Dude.
I'm saying
What?
that
He has his opinions,
that,
Brian.
that
that's
20,
not-
30, 40 million Indians were killed.
Yeah, but they were killed by pestilence, disease, a lot of things. You know nothing about
guns.
history. You know
And-
nothing
and
about
guns.
history.
Well, there may have been
so
some
please don't-
smallpox in a blanket here or there.
Yeah, just
And
here or there.
How many Jews got killed?
6
6 million were systematically slaughtered, and it was a genocide.
And it was terrible.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's not
Brian?
try to compare genocides.
Not trying to
It's a
compare.
bad
Bad
I raised both of you to be men who would share their opinions.
That's not an opinion. That's an ignorant, weird comment that I don't want.
All I know is there was a gentleman that used to work at the gas station on the edge of town, don't you know? And he would always be there on that night shift, that nighttime.
Okay.
And his name was Harvey. What was his name? Harvey Mantooth. And he was
That's his name, but okay.
and he was a wonderful young man.
Yeah.
And he worked the gas station.
Okay.
And he was a native Indian.
Okay.
And he never brought up any of this Holocaust.
Well, that's because
Now, why wouldn't
because
Chris
he's not
defend it?
Jewish. He's not Jewish.
Jewish?
He's not Jewish.
What did you mean to say? I think you meant to say Jewish.
Right.
I meant to say
Yeah,
Jewish,
good.
and the
You're
Indians
using
had
the
their
lingo.
own-
All right. Stop. Thank you. I have listened to your pod show.
Happy
and I
Thanks-
love... Now, this is a wonderful day for you both.
Right. Happy
Because you can
Thanksgiving.
have your pie crust.
What?
And your pod crust.
Oh.
Right.
well,
because
that's another-
your mother will be making pumpkin pies and
Right.
candied pecan pies and all of your
Okay.
all your
Okay.
key
I'm
lime-
not eating
You know what you
carbs.
guys
You don't
are?
have to
I'm not
describe
eating
it so
carbs.
much.
You guys are pie eating pauses.
No, I'm
You're
not.
wazzling your pies.
not eating pie
And
this Thanksgiving.
You're both pies.
No.
I overheard Christopher saying to you, Brian Robert Roland Callen,
Yeah.
that I saw this girl's pie once and it was sweet.
It was sweet,
And
it was
he and I
hairless,
was
and-
right. Yeah, he said something about a hair pie.
No, it was hairless.
And he said a hairless hair pie.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that is, but around my Thanksgiving table,
Okay.
it's pumpkin and mince and rhubarb.
he was talking
Okay.
about pussy. Dad.
Yeah, I was talking.
What?
I'm just telling
What does
you.
a cat have to do with
No,
Thanksgiving
No,
no,
dinner?
just let him
No.
think he's gonna hit you. Just say yeah. It's a
Vagina.
kid.
I don't want to.
No,
I don't
no,
want to.
no.
I don't want to BKJ it and tell everyone what I'm gonna do, but I will slap you in the face.
Okay. Well,
I
that
don't
would
wanna
be BKJing it.
I
actually.
don't want to.
But so you're not doing that.
I'm
okay.
not doing that. I understand the rules.
Yeah.
Now, it is Thanksgiving, and I want to say to all of our listeners out there,
Yeah.
I love you very much. And don't you me for almost saying live you very much.
Okay, you said love. It sounded like
All
love to
right.
me.
I
Okay,
almost said
relax.
yes.
Yeah.
And I want you all to know that this is a day for family. And,
Right.
And not everyone is here. We just
okay.
Right, I know.
we
Well,
just-
especially the Indians.
Just lost Uncle Maury
Okay.
not too long ago, but Auntie Maureen is still around.
Right.
They
And
were married, and they were Maury and Maureen.
Maureen. That's right. Quite a wonderful. You want to talk about wordplay and an illiterate name.
Mm-hmm.
Now, truth be told, Maureen's name used to be Janice.
Okay,
Okay.
well,
But
she-
Maury
she
said,
could've-
change it to Maureen. It'll
That's
be
pretty
fun.
trolling.
It was a controlling relationship.
Yes.
Right.
It sounded
With
like
that said,
Sounds like.
what are you two Pozzle Wazzles thankful for? Let's hear it.
Well,
What are you thankful for?
I'm thankful that nobody gets killed on Thanksgiving anymore. Really.
yep.
And
I'm
I'm
thankful that we
for-
have this bird and this pie.
I'm thankful that there are
and
still Indians around and still Jewish people around because I think both of those things that happened in history are really shitty.
Yeah.
And that was a good one.
Well,
I'm
I
thankful for.
It's not really. I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the fact that I still have my health and that
very good.
that I'm doing really well.
And now
good
Christopher's over here talking about Jews mating with
no, he's
Native
not.
Indians.
I'm sorry? No,
that's
no,
not what he said.
I'm-
You
I'm
missed
sorry.
what
Maybe
he
I
was
misheard.
saying. You did mishear.
Not you did miss
a
here.
hairless pie and a kitty cat. He said pussy hair pie.
No, I'm thankful for. Oh God, I'm thankful for.
Don't you take the Lord's name in vain.
I'm sorry, please.
All right. You watch it. Ow!
Hey, you
Come on, you said
He
you
wasn't. I cold cocked him. He wasn't.
know,
he
I
wasn't
know, I
waiting
wasn't
for it.
expecting
do
it
that.
at all.
Your hand's pretty big.
I'm thankful that you don't hit me as much as you could. I guess
Well,
only when I need.
That's very wonderful, Christopher.
I'm
I love you.
Thank you.
And I love you, Brian.
Thank you. I'm thankful that I didn't have to flinch that much during dinner.
Okay.
I want you boys to know what I'm thankful for.
What are you
Okay.
thankful for?
I'm thankful for my corduroy pants and my robe,
That
my terry cloth robe.
it is weird that you wear them both at the same time during dinner.
Well, if I wasn't wearing my corduroys and I got up to get some more mashed potatoes, you'd be seeing a whole lot of. I'd be coming back with the mashed potatoes, and you'd say, "Who brought?" Now watch. I'm going to say a joke.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm going to say a funny joke.
Don't say that, but just say the joke.
Who put the sausage on the mashed potatoes? And you'd be
Right.
looking at my manhood.
I saw
Hey,
it.
Ow!
Well,
What
don't
do you-
say that.
Ow! Hey, why did you hit me?
Because you can't say that.
You can't hit. You watch out. You watch it. You watch
Guys,
Ow!
stop.
Ow!
Guys,
Ow!
stop
it.
hitting each other.
Stop!
Stop.
Ow!
You stop it.
You
I'm hitting-
stop it.
I've had it. I'm going to fight back.
No, don't you. It's Thanksgiving.
I'm fighting back on
No more
Thanksgiving.
fighting on Thanksgiving. Remember what
I'm
happened to
just
the
not thankful for this.
Remember what happened to the Indians and the Jewish people?
Hey.
This is the part at the beginning when you say things.
Yeah,
And
That's
then the music
right, everybody.
comes in.
That's right. Yeah.
Some podcasts are slow, and you don't know how long they last. That's why you're listening to 10-Minute Podcast.
Welcome to the 10-Minute Podcast, everybody. I'm Bryan the Kid Callen.
Yep.
I'm Chris DeLeo. I don't know, Nick, what you get.
All right.
I find that very amusing. It's ironic, as Alanis Morissette says.
Well, that was
Sounds
around
like a
much-
nickname.
Yeah,
But then it's
I
not.
like that you just quoted Alanis Morissette. We're
There's
joined by...
that new singer,
That's
songwriter.
not a new singer, but also people were using that word ironic way. But actually, she uses it incorrectly in the song.
I'm
She
not
does.
sure about
It
that.
It's more of a coincidence,
Right.
or it kind of sucks, but it's not ironic.
Right. You okay?
Everybody's dad is joining us.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Your brother William is not here. I'm sorry you have to deal with me.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody out there. It's your dad. Everybody's dad.
Yeah.
I'm everybody's dad.
Okay.
And I'm here joining
What's-
my
what's going-
boys,
what's
my
new?
favorite boys.
Right.
Who
What's
I
new,
love
everybody's
very
dad?
much.
Thank you. What's
Thanks.
new?
Never be afraid to kiss your father on the cheek.
Oh, well,
and give him a
okay.
hug.
Well,
I don't know.
okay.
Yeah.
And show him that you love him.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
Well, I agree with that.
What's
With-
new, everybody's dad?
Same old, same old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, which
lots
is
lots
what?
of new things.
Oh, so not same old, same old.
Still $1 million shy of being a millionaire.
Right. So
Yeah.
you got. Well, you don't have $0, but
No, I'm quite comfortable. Thank you very
Good.
much,
Right.
Christopher. You know why?
Why?
Investments.
yeah.
Yes,
Well,
have,
you should invest. Yeah.
Well, yes,
People-
What should we invest
People
in?
should
here?
I have my good pal, who's my investment broker and accountant, Bert Snooker,
Yeah.
and he handles all of my money.
Oh yeah. For how long now?
And now it's been 34 years I've been working
Wow.
with Mr. Snooker. You know him.
Yeah.
He used to come to the summer barbecues.
I don't really remember, but
Yeah, you would bring out the slip and slide there, Christopher, and Brian would give you a little push through the slip and slide.
I met
and
Brian
you guys would
maybe
have
5
a
years
good
ago.
time when you were my little boys there. And then
Wow.
I would line you up and you'd have your hot dog, and Brian would like the bun toasted on the grill, and Christopher did not like that
I
so
met
much.
Brian in
Steamed bun.
2008. But
Yeah.
so
I'm
So
everybody's
what
dad,
else is
so-
going on?
There's a lot going on in the world.
Yeah, there is.
The reason
Yeah.
I'm here to visit you boys, I want to say I'm very proud.
Oh.
I'm very proud of all your accomplishments.
Oh, thanks.
Both of you. It's
actually
both of you.
nice.
And I love you equally. And William. This goes for William, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And all of the wonderful things you're doing in comedy and show business.
Yeah.
But there's a whole world out there.
There is.
Right.
A lot of
Nobody
things
would
going
argue
on.
that.
A lot
Nobody
of
would
people.
argue that.
The outside of our little world here,
Right.
there's an entire world out there.
There is. It's
You're
definitely
saying
much
it-
bigger than this particular
And
map.
that's what I
except-
was just about to say.
Yeah,
Right.
What do you think of
Which
the world
is what?
out there?
Like what? I mean,
Well, there's changes being made. There's a lot happening
sure,
politically.
but specifically, I mean, you're just
Our
kind of.
president is in his second term, don't you know?
I do know
And
that.
even if I didn't vote for the man, he's my president now.
Right, you voted
and that's
for-
the way that I always
Now, why'd
used
you
to.
vote for McCain?
I did not vote for any.
Well, the president's Barack Obama.
yeah, the
president-
but he voted for not Barack.
No.
Yeah, no.
Why did you vote for McCain?
That's what. Oh, so we're back to what I said. Interesting.
Sorry.
Well, I would have been voting for Romney. Both of you are a couple of wazzle fozzles because McCain hasn't been in the race for over
Okay.
77 years.
Okay, but
so
that
you
was the first.
watch it.
Oh, God.
And
All
you
right.
over there, you watch it.
Whoa.
You should know who
Whoa,
runs.
Whoa.
No, I had
I
my
do know
own.
that, but
I
originally-
filled out the ballot my own way, and I designated my own person I would like to have nominated.
Who is that?
And it wasn't that Ron Paul. I'll tell you right now.
So who was
Well,
it?
it was Bert Snooker, of course.
Well, Bert
I-
Snooker is not
He's
qualified.
not
Well, Bert
qualified at
Snooker
all.
handles my money. So instead of Romney, that moron, although I tell you what, I'd say about Romney is he's got a hairdo you could set your watch to. I do enjoy his hair,
really
and he's a wonderful family man.
Well,
and that's something you both should aspire to be.
All the presidents,
Brian, I know you have
They're all
children. I visited my
family
grandchildren, and they're wonderful. And Christopher, you soon will have children
Chris
of your own.
Chris likes
Maybe
to bang
not.
a lot.
Yeah.
All right, well-
Hey, watch your.
I was just kidding.
Don't say that
I'm just
word.
kidding
Jesus.
around.
He doesn't.
Man.
He doesn't. These aren't bumper cars. You don't say bang a woman.
Well, maybe
you say I make love to her.
Or how about maybe have
unless-
sex?
Yeah, you say
Unless-
that's a little risque.
Unless you're
Christopher.
taking
Watch
it from behind, if you know what I mean.
I said, watch
Ow!
it.
Brian.
Don't say that.
Whoa, that one was really
you
hard.
say it is suitable
Okay.
to say that I am making love to a
having
woman
relations?
or fucking.
What?
Oh!
Well, that
Is that a
hold on.
bad
no.
word?
Well,
Yes.
It means.
I mean, I'm okay with it, but
Fornication under consent of the king.
no. What?
Is that
no,
a bad
that's
word
not,
now?
that's
Oh,
not
bless you,
Sorry.
Brian. Hey, watch it. You sneezed
I
all
didn't
over the
sneeze.
table.
I didn't
your
cover
mouth.
my mouth.
All right, let's get back
Listen,
to brass tacks.
That's not an anagram. What do you call it? Acronym?
Banana phone.
No.
That was your favorite song when you were a little boy.
Never
He had a little-
mind. Never
he had a
mind.
little monkey. He used to pull a string and we used to sing banana
You might
phone
have been talking about his dick.
Yeah, he used to pull on his little putt. Watch it.
Hey,
Don't
dude,
call it that.
Come on, dude.
Call it a putter.
Hey, whoa. Get up. Everybody's dead. Everybody's dead.
I just gave him a little choke.
Okay. Well,
Just to,
ow,
watch your mouth. All right, I'm sorry.
Really
I do it
strong.
because I love you.
Really strong.
I have very large hands.
Brian,
I
why
do a
don't
lot
you
of
fight back? Why don't you move
do a lot of woodwork
He's
in the
gorilla
garage.
strong.
It's really strong, right? I know.
Listen, I may not have voted for President Obama.
Dad's strength.
Right. That's what I'm everybody's dad.
Please
so
be
I've got
careful.
the strength of everybody's dad, wouldn't I?
I don't know.
I did not vote for the man, and there's
Not
a
if
few
you're
choice
human.
words I'd have for what he's doing.
What do you
right
have?
now.
What do you have problem with? What's
Well,
your problem with Barack Obama?
you and me and Bert Snooker will go and we'll sit down at the coffee shop.
I think Barack Obama's been very prudent about how cautious he is
I can't
about
have
getting
any of that.
involved in other people's.
Yeah, I don't really do the prunes.
What?
Your mother likes to
No,
put that.
prudent,
She
as
sneaks
in-
them into my oatmeal. And I
Okay.
say, why don't you just put strawberries in my coffee?
I wasn't
What are
talking
you,
about
strawberry coffee puzzle Foz Wozler?
What?
Everybody's
Poslin
dead. Everybody's dead. I was saying,
Fizz?
I think that Barack Obama
are you
has
even
been
saying?
very smart to not get so involved in other countries'
If
affairs.
I ran things out here, we would be
right.
involved in just about everybody's.
Why? That makes no
well,
sense.
because America's the biggest freedom fighter in the world.
Well,
in the history of the
we get
world.
ourselves into trouble. that
America's
way.
been around since the beginning.
Yeah, well, we're also
Since
being,
What do you
beginning
mean?
we've
Wait,
been
what do you
around.
mean?
Knew
The
about
beginning of
history.
what?
Since the beginning of it all.
Of what?
Not really.
The world.
I mean, Europe. What?
I'm saying the American way. And you boys need to
Europe was
get,
around
get in line and quit
way
being a bunch
Been
of
around about 300 years.
you guys are being a couple of fudger folders.
Okay, but
Fudger folder?
not
Fudger
a-
folders,
I'm
folding
not-
around, you're folding your fudge,
I'm
thumbing your
actually
fudge.
not a fudger folder.
You're a
and
fudger folder if you're anything. I'll
As
tell
in-
you that right now.
What do you mean, like my finger in my shitter?
Yeah, no. What? Hey, watch your mouth.
No, just ask
watch
me
your
to
mouth.
find out.
Hey,
Here's
don't-
what I'm saying. Here's what I'm
Don't.
saying, and you boys need to listen. There's a lot of things that you boys don't understand that there's a world out there.
Yeah, I
And
do.
these are
I'm a grown man.
Yeah, well, you're a grown man, and I'm your dad. So that means I would
that's not-
understand more. And there's also guys like Bert Snooker. If he were helping me, then he would be on my cabinet if I was running things, or
Please.
vice versa. I'd be the Joe Biden to his Barack
Well,
Obama.
what would you do? What would be your policy?
I would give for someone like you, Brian. I'd probably give you free candy bars.
What?
Well, because that's all
not-
you care about. Now, if you were
That's
watching,
not all I
if
care
you were
about.
watching,
God damn
you would
it.
have noticed that your brother Christopher just used your phone,
No, I didn't.
and you just wouldn't even notice.
Why
did
are
you
you
do?
doing that?
What did you
What
just
did
do?
he do?
Dad.
What did he do?
What did you just
I didn't do
the Twitter?
anything. Everybody's dad. Why?
He just did the Twitter. Now, this is something I'm saying, Brian.
No,
you
he
need to
just
keep your
said
P's and
something.
Q's. And Christopher, don't use your brother's
Ow,
phone.
ow,
Use
ow.
your brother's phone.
Dad, everybody's dead.
Ow.
Did you just tweet something?
Now, see, how does
Everybody's
that work?
dead. He just tweeted something.
You were looking at me while you were discussing foreign policy.
Well, you were looking
and
and you.
please read what your brother wrote on Twitter.
He stole my Twitter and said, follow Krista Leah.
So?
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
He just
No.
wants people to follow him on the
ridiculous.
MySpace.
It's
You
not.
see? Now look what I've got here. I've got two Fuzz Wizzlers looking at
I
their
gotta
Not
tell- I
fuzz
gotta tell
Twizzlers
people not
or
to.
fudger folders.
You're a couple of fudger
And
folders.
why are you
both of them
snitching
looking
on
at
me?
their phones? I don't have a cellular phone. I'm not snitching on you,
Nobody says
Christopher.
sorry.
It's a lesson that he needed to learn.
Him?
And I'll tell you what right now, what actually happened, Brian.
What?
As I was talking about Bert Snooker, your brother gave me a look, and he said, and he took your telephone.
Why didn't you tell him? Why didn't you tell me
Because
when
I
he was
wanted
doing
you to
it?
learn a valuable lesson.
Which
What's
is what?
the lesson?
This is the lesson for all the kids out there.
You set me up.
What is it?
Mind your P's and Q's.
Oh well, you know
That's
that's a
the
really
lesson?
simple.
Yeah, you didn't even make that up.
You're very simplistic. You
Watch
know?
it,
Ow!
watch it.
Ow,
Whoa!
ow,
You can't
ow.
just hit
You
me.
can't tell
I'm
me-
a grown fucking man.
Well, he's
Oh, it's so strong. Move his
all right. I'm doing that for your own good. Now look what we've got. I would rate this podcast a 6.
Out of what?
Out of 10, naturally. Don't be
Okay.
such a
Hey,
strawberry coffee
Whoa.
fudge folding banana phone.
You're
Gee
just
whiz.
saying
Nah, I was
fruit.
trying to teach him a lesson
You're
about
saying
keeping your eyes on your.
fruit.
You watch it.
Ow!
Watch it.
Ow!
Watch it.
Ow.
I'm everybody's dad. Hello, I'm everybody's dad. Welcome to a very special pod show wherein I will be answering your questions. Not again with this music. Would you watch it? So annoying. Loud. Watch it. There you go. All right. That's a little bit of that salt and pepper, as it were. Okay, pardon me for the interruption. I do not care for that song. I'm everybody's dad. Welcome to the 10-minute pod show. And your brother William has taught me enough about this crazy contraption here with all the ding 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 dials and whistles and bells and hootenanny and hoopla. With there's wires and cables everywhere and microphones, and I've got headphones on like the girl with the crescent rolls on her head in that movie that you and your brother and sister love so much. What is it? Space Wars. Okay, I understand they have a new one coming out with all of your favorites. Who is it? Indiana Ford, and then there's, what is it? Yoga and Dorothy Hamill, and who's the big furry bear guy? What is it? Banaka. All right. My point is, we got a lot of space age technology here to make it possible for me to speak with you and take all of your questions in only the second installment of Ask Everybody's Dad. It's been a year and a half since we've done this last. I love you very much, and I would appreciate you checking in all the time. Okay, I've been instructed to say at 10min pod. That's where all the boys and girls use the tweeter. And the pound sign, what do they say? Hash brown, ask your dad. So let's jump in. All right, who do we got here first? All right, this is from Squiggly A Big Nasty 91 little line underneath at 10min pod. Hash browns, ask your dad. What's the best way to start a fire? Well, rub 2 sticks together is what they taught you in Scouts. You should know that. I paid good money to have you in Scouts. Or if we're driving out there camping, I always got a Bic in the in the glove compartment. Don't tell the Scoutmaster. Or if you really want to start a fire, tell my wife, your mother, that you don't quite care for the carrots in the sauce on ragu night. She likes them, and I don't care for them. Okay, moving on. What else do we got here? Let's see. This is from at Jack line underneath Sanders. Well, 10-min pod, hash browns, ask your dad. What kind of music should I listen to? Well, youngster, I'm not going to tell you what kind of music to listen to. I enjoy the Lawrence Welk Orchestra, but I also enjoy that young songstress. What is her name? Anne Murray. She's delightful. I also like some of Yeezy's earlier stuff, but lately it's just self-serving garbage. Cut it out. Okay, moving on. This is from at WFO Dix. All right, that does sound suggestive. I'm not going to give you a whack just yet to get you to smarten up. Went across the noggin how to do you well, but let's move on. Dear everybody's dad, does anal feel like pooping? I don't quite know what that means, but if that is suggestive too, I owe you two. But now here's an interesting thing. This is someone else wrote back on the tweeter at Army Strang, and they essentially answered this person's question. They said, at WFO Dix, it's basically reverse butt sex. I don't know what this means, or if you two are trying to get one over on your father, but I got a couple of answers for both of you. Watch it! And you watch it! Both of you! With the suggestions. I think that was suggestive. If not, I'm sorry that I hit you. I love you very much. Okay, this is from at line underneath Jacob. Is weed bad? Hash browns ask your dad. Yes, it is. That's why I'm always out there with a spray bottle of Roundup and on my knees, with the little hand shovel that your mother likes to use for gardening. And I'm out there, shucking the cabbage, as it were, pulling the weeds out of the ground. Okay, what else do we got here? This is from @MatthewGross13. Hash browns ask your dad, have you ever smoked weed? Well, yes, of course. I mean, if you get enough of those buggers up out of the ground, you're going to want to put them in a pile, burn them, and then compost them. City likes it when you do that, if it's a few days to garbage day, and you don't want to put them in the green bin. I hope that answered your question. Yeah, I have smoked weed. I think that's your question. All right, this is from @Ben Van Graff. Hash browns ask your dad, where is my brother @Chris D'Elia? Well, you're going to have to take that up with him. I'm sure he'll show his fuzzy mug around here sooner or later. He kind of comes and goes as he pleases. Okay, this is from @Alex Cullen 23. @TimMinPod, Hash browns ask your dad, how arp you? I think you spelled that wrong. I think you meant to say R. A-R-E. Learn to spell. That's what's wrong with this generation. How arp you? That's interesting. Okay, this is from @Miqueld, M-I-Q-I, who cares? @TimMinPod, can you teach me how to cook a steak? Yes, I can. Take it out, put some Worcestershire on it, a little liquid smoke, wait to salt it, do that afterwards, shove some garlic in there, get that pan or that grill as hot as you can, 3 minutes aside, let it sit for 5 minutes, then salt it. That's it. That's how you cook a steak, you moron. All right, sorry for calling you a moron. No, I'm not. @RyanR1211. Hey, what's the matter, Ryan? Was @RyanR1210 taken? Come on. That's good fun. Score one for your dad. A little technology humor. Okay. How did you enjoy 420, Dad? 420. Is that okay? Well, as we record this today, it is April the 20th. If that's what you've referred to, I enjoy them all the time. I've enjoyed many of them year after year, every spring. I don't know what that means. Okay, let's move on. What do we got here? All right. Here's one. This is from @TenuousGrail. Hash pound ask your dad, can I borrow the car this Saturday night to go to a party? It's just a small get-together. No beer, I promise. Well, what a thoughtful boy you are. Yes, of course you can borrow the family wagon to go to a party. And thank you for asking so far in advance. Oh, and by the way, when you go to the party, take this with you. You see, I outsmarted you. That's for later when you fuck up. Whoops, I said the F word. Here's one for me. Oh! Woo! Ha! I still pack a punch. All right, what else do we got? All right, this one is from @RadicalTurbo. Say, that is a neato name. @TimMinPod, Hash Brown, ask your dad, how come Mom spent the summer of '87 at the lake house with Uncle Ralph? Well, Radical, that is a very intricate question with a layered answer, which we do not have time to get into thusly. But I'll tell you what is important is that your mother is back with me where she belongs and she's happy, and no one has heard from your quote-unquote Uncle Ralph since the winter of '88, if you're picking up what I'm laying down. Okay, here's another one. This is from Noah Jorstad @TimMinPod. Dad, how come you never taught Bryan how to fart like an American? Hash browns ask your dad. That is a good question, Noah. A very good question. And I led a lot by example, and you'd think that Wazzle Fizz Fosler Puzzle Whiz would have learned from his father. As a matter of fact, I'd like to teach all of you how to do it properly, the proud and true American way. Here we go. All right. Okay, I hope you learned something. What else do we got? This is Gavin, underline not. A Hash Brown ask your dad, could you beat up Meng? I don't know who Meng is. Could you beat up Meng? Well, I'm your dad. So I can beat everybody up. So the answer is yes. I don't know who that is. All right. This is from @RadicalTurbo. Well, he just asked one, Radical, but you got another one here. It's Hash Brown asked your dad, who's your least favorite son? And why is it @Bryan Callen? Well played. Good swerve. I see what you did there. Well, the answer is actually twofold. Number one is because when his younger brother William is trying to record the pod show, he likes to back his big, distended, crispy brown balloon knot right up to the microphone and push out all of his stinky brown dinner gas. All of that, the poopy air, the poot-poots that he makes. That's number one. And number two, answer to your question, is he does it wrong, which is why I corrected him and showed you how to do it. Okay, moving on. This is from Look Out, a Giraffe. That's a fun name. Should I use a hookup app like Tinder to get a boja from a stranger? I don't know what half of those words mean. Hookup app. I don't know what that... And now, with regard to Tinder, we already covered that earlier in the episode. We told you how to light a fire. 2 sticks, the bick, or get mom pissed off about a red sauce. Boja. Last time we did this, Ask Everybody's Dad, everybody was asking about bojas. I sure hope to have an answer for you next time we do this. Until then, I love you very much. I'm everybody's dad.